Good morning, traders. It's Friday, March the 15th. Taking a look at the charts, we've got the SPY daily chart here. Yesterday, markets continued to hold up. They sold down a little bit. More or less, we're still long the Tech S. Our stop hasn't been breached. We're looking for a close below 1670. Market ended up saving the day just a few minutes before the close there. Overall, equities are set to gap a little bit higher today. We'll see how things unfold. But overall, the market is on the verge of rolling over and having a nice deep correction, or we're going to pop and we're going to see it continue to run and extend. So a lot of it is going to hinge over the next couple of days at this critical point. In pre-market trading, we're seeing the equities market just start to roll over with some volume. You can see the last three bars here. We popped up to a nominal new high, and then big selling and increased selling volume has stepped in. So we'll see if that price ends up getting sold into. If you look at the past two session highs, you can see we got a high here, and this high in pre-market. Each time we've seen big selling step back in. And the markets, when they want to reverse, tend to, this was the close over here, and the market was trading up in pre-market. The market makers love to walk price up and poke to nominal new highs just before they roll over. So they run it up with light volume, then they can unload with heavy volume when the market opens, or as it gets closer to the market opening bell, volume picks up and they can unload at a premium, anticipating price to sell off and crash. So hopefully we do see price start to sell off and move down today. We might get stopped out of Tech S. I posted last night that it shows there's a 68% chance or so of the market moving lower next week. But overall, I mean, that's just one person's stats online. I don't really follow other people's analysis. Overall, the market is on the verge of breaking, popping, and running higher, and we don't want to just hold our play if our stop levels are broken. And the tech sector is making new highs, and that is a bullish sign. So we need it to reverse here. It's triple witching day. Could be a wild session overall. We'll see where the market closes. They probably want the market to close high, but overall, I do feel as though we're on this verge of a pullback. Taking a look over at the VIX, you can see the VIX here poked down to some new nominal lows this morning. It's bounced back really quickly. Overall, we're flirting with this. There's very little fear in the market. Again, points to at any point here we could see the market start to sell off and the VIX start to pop and rally. But we just need to see if that's going to happen. Looking over at, let's move over to the dollar. The U.S. dollar index continues to it had a nice bounce yesterday. It's trading flat. We'll be trading the same price this morning. Hopefully, though, we can see we got this rising channel in price. Hopefully, we see the dollar continue to firm up and move higher and give us that pullback in precious metals. And if we take a look at precious metals yesterday, we talked about this after it sold off, that we could see a bounce to the 1310, which is our resistance area. Would give us this oversold bounce, and price came right up to the 310 mark and then reversed down hard yesterday. We'll see how things unfold over the next couple sessions. Overall, the market has been trending down. We've got a bear flag forming. We are in a series of bull flags in the past, and then we kind of had this blow off top and a breakdown, and now we've got a bear flag, and hopefully we'll see this continue and flush down this 1260 that we talked about actually over here when the market was topping. We said there's potential downside all the way to the 1260, and if we do get that flush, we'll see miners definitely have a nice leg to the downside, and our dust play should take off. So we'll just see how things unfold going forward, but at this point, gold still holding up and negating about half of yesterday's move. We'll see. It can do a couple inside days, could even go back up to this 310 mark, and then we could have another big red bar to the downside, and then hopefully see continued moves selling off with some type of long panic wave of selling at the end there to flush it out. Looking at gold miners, you see gold miners pop to the upside, gap down yesterday and sold down fairly weak. Hopefully we'll see this continue to move down going forward. Very similar price action to gold. And looking over at the natural gas chart, today we're starting to see it move down a little bit. Again, the bias here is a little bit to the downside. We've seen sell off. It's kind of come back up, and hopefully we'll see this kind of flush down to the 270. Breaking this level here will flush the market out, will create a washout low, could even go lower. It's also a pivot low from these two lows over here as well. There's one just below there, so as it comes down, it's going to trigger stops and stops here, create a flush down, maybe it goes all the way to the mid level of support. We'll see how that unfolds, but overall could give us a setup for natural gas to start to break and run up to the 315 area going forward. Crude oil down 1% today, 1.25 actually, popped up to nominal new highs, reversing back down. Overall, it has broken out of this little this formation here, this sideways channel. It has popped up. It's pulling back to the 5-day, nothing significant. We do have to see some pretty big volume this morning, selling pressure in crude oil, but overall, still, it's trending up. It's broken out, and now it's maybe coming back to test this breakout area or test the 5-day or the 20-day. Either way, they're all in this 56.70 area. So pullback here is perfectly normal, and it could end up continuing to go all the way up to 62, which is the next key resistance area in the chart. Last but not least, quick look at Bitcoin. It's up 1% this morning. Again, we've been talking about this for a while. It has yet to really break out. It's on the verge of a breakout based on closing bars. We got to close here, we got to close here. If we were to carry that right through the closing, you can see the market end up breaking through the first falling trend line based on closing prices. It's consolidating and it's flirting with this next potential breakout that could spark a pretty significant rally. We're going to have several nominal new highs, our pivot highs to break, one here, another over here, and another over here, and another over here. The closer these little highs are, the more power they can create, because each time one of these highs is broken, there's a different length time frame trader who's going to have a stop set, which means it buys Bitcoin, and they could actually have it set to not only cover the short to buy it back, but to actually buy long. It creates a double or triple buying pressure. When you got them all lined up together, as it starts to rally, it just turns into a big bar to the upside. Very much what happened with the breakdown. Let's look at this breakdown in the chart. If we really just stretch it out here, you can see very similar type of setup with Bitcoin. We had a low here, we had another nominal new low here. Maybe it was a double low, or maybe they're really close together there. Another significant low over here. As it breaks down, all the orders just trigger and it creates a massive down bar and have a little consolidation and then flush down after that. Anyways, that's it for this morning. We could be getting stopped out of TechS today. We maybe move on from there. We'll be looking for some potential long trades as well. The markets are still holding up. Really, the tech and NASDAQ are really kind of holding the whole market up. We got Apple moving higher. The rest of the markets are actually pretty darn weak. When you still look at the Dow is trading well below these highs, stuck under resistance. You look at the Russell 2000, the small cap stocks, again, same type of thing. The market is on the verge of what looks to be like it wants to roll over. Very similar to what we saw last time. We saw the market roll over something like this. It kind of feels as though right where we're at, and we might get this this final little ABC correction. You go A, B, C. It's breaking this pivot little low here is what flushes the market out, and it can put a bottom in. This one continued much deeper, but that's what we're looking for, is potentially this flush down lower in price. Anyways, that's it for now. Talk to you in a bit.